everybody. Here we go again. 2023. How many? Is this year 5? When did we start this thing? Was it 2017, 2018?
Had to have been roundabout then, yeah, because it was a couple of years before COVID, yeah.
I mean, it was like 2-3 years before COVID, back in the band area days on Monday nights.
Yeah, heck yeah, with Elvis.
You've been doing this for 5 years?
I think so. If you go to YouTube, I don't know if you're ever bored, you can go watch the OG episodes.
I have.
From the band area at the Platte. Those are from that's when.
Or in the Flamingos.
Yeah.
Yeah, Flamingos. That was the summer. That was Baker Mayfield's rookie year.
Yeah, that's right. Yes.
That's that was the Baker Mayfield, Josh Allen.
Yeah, Kyler Murray, those guys, right? Because we were all telling how bad they were going to be. And
you also got to understand, back then when I told all y'all the Bills are going to the playoffs, guess what happened? Daddy was right.
Yeah, nobody freaking.
And once again, Daddy's right again.
Yeah.
Oh, Daddy's right again. Jacksonville Jaguars. I was the only one that faced up and spoke and sang that music. What a beautiful song. Every now and then I'm right.
I was like, yeah, you and our buddy Ian. Y'all were the only Jacksonville fans. That's for damn sure.
I was a Jacksonville fan for the first.
But you
spin shotgun. I'm ready to load you and shoot you.
Every week you're a fan.
Then they disappeared.
And your beloved Chargers.
Then they disappeared for 10 weeks. And then all of a sudden, Trevor Lawrence decides he wants to be an NFL quarterback again.
See, he started throwing the ball like a man and not like a sister.
Yeah, that's probably, I don't know what I did, because you remember the first 3 weeks of the season, the Jags were crushing. Then they fell off a freaking cliff.
And they lost 6 in a row, something like that.
Something like that. And now all of a sudden, are they playoff bound? No,
they won it last night.
They clinched last night.
Dude, crazy. So
they did clinch over a Titans team with a third-string quarterback and nobody but Derrick Henry, and they barely did that. So they ain't gonna do much once they do get in the playoffs. But
you never know.
You never know. All you got to do is get in. I'm pretty sure nobody thought that the 2008 New York Football Giants were going to do anything when they snuck into the playoffs. Were they 8-8? I think they were 8-8. They snuck in with an 8-8 record and defeated the freaking 19-0 New England Patriots in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I wish to this day, Shotgun, I wish I still bought that T-shirt when I saw it. It showed 19-1.
That's funny.
That is a good T-shirt. That is a good shirt.
If I ever see it, I'm still going to buy it. I might have to buy one for Frankie D.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, dude, and then, the fact that Eli did it twice, that stamped his ticket to the Hall of Fame. Those are basically other than that, he wouldn't be going to the Hall of Fame.
No, not without those 2 Super Bowl wins. No, not at all. But yeah.
And the fact that they were both against Brady.
Yeah,
that's just
his kryptonite.
His kryptonite. A little old, calm, coy Eli Manning. All shucks, Eli Manning.
Yeah,
the great Tom Brady twice in the Super Bowl.
Eli's the Bizarro Manning. The Bizarro Brady, the complete opposite. Then just takes him out every time.
As he says, he puts that shit on everything.
Yeah, no, I get it. Freaking.
He loves that wing sauce.
Let's let the G Unit talk about the Kansas City Chiefs, because you're the only one who is still super excited about football.
I'm the only one.
I'm excited, but I'm going into it with a little bit of apprehension if I don't have a quarterback next week in the playoffs.
If I was Alex, I'd be a solid 10 on the excited scale.
Yeah,
I think she should go 11 because you also got an MVP right in that underneath that above the center. You got that MVP. Boy, that boy, he could do anything, man. Yeah, I give it to him. I give it to him.
Who are you talking about? Pacheco?
Well, hey, we'll have Pacheco too, but I'm talking MVP,
Oh, yeah.
most valuable player, or Mahomes.
Quarterback. Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
so much fun to watch them.
How excited are you, Alex?
I'm super excited. I really am. I really think that the Chiefs are going to go all the way. They deserve it. They look so good out there, even against the Raiders yesterday. A lot of us were kind of like, we could lose to them at home, but they look so good. I mean, just the way he just tosses the ball, like, and just him and Travis, like, I don't know, they're just killing it. They're doing a really, really good job, and I know that it is going to be us against the Bengals, whether or not we go to the Super Bowl or not. But I feel like the Chiefs know what they're up against when they play the Bengals, and we're gonna do it. We're gonna overcome it. So,
I'm surprised that. Well, I guess I'm not surprised. Everybody knew they were going to be good, but when they lost a bunch of players, and they're still really good.
Yeah, Tony, that receiver they got from the Giants, what it was, Tony Kidd is now with the the Chiefs. That dude's becoming an X factor right there. And that's
that one too. Yeah,
it's a big play every game now. It seems like.
Yeah.
Well, because they're covering, they're doing a double team on Juju Schuster, or they're doing it on Kelsey, and then when you have little firecrackers like McKinnon in the backfield, and also your rookie Pacheco. Oh my gosh, Tony's wide open. Yes, I see him being that go-to guy. I see that because of the fact they're haunting over Juju. Juju's still Juju, Pittsburgh jersey or a Kansas City jersey. That boy can still catch and he can still make plays. That's why they're covering him, and they're leaving one guy open or two guys open. And then, like with McKinnon, I don't call him a running back. I call him a slot back because, man, he can catch, he can run, and at the same time, he can score touchdowns.
Yeah. They all just look really good. We've got some really, really good players on our team, and we deserve it, and we're going to do it. We're going to do it.
Nobody deserves it. Everybody deserves it.
White Broncos deserve it.
Ravens deserve it. Shit.
You're right. Michigan deserved it.
No.
Hey.
They blew it. They didn't deserve it. They blew it.
What we did in that darn stadium, we let them go ahead of us way too early in the ball game, where we're a catch-up team. We're a second-half team. But one thing about it is, when you're going against a number, what are they ranked? 4?
Defense.
Wait a minute.
They got TC has an outstanding run team and passing team.
Is this excuses.com? I'm hearing.
That's what it sounds like.
It just hurts, man. It hurts. But you know what? We'll be back there this year.
We're going to dive into national championship in just a second. So you'll get all the time in the world to come up with excuses.
I'm ready to complain.
For Michigan. All right, but no, hey, let's on the NFL playoffs, because you two who still care about the NFL playoffs are might be crazy affected by what happened on Monday night. What is everybody's opinion? I want to get everybody's opinions, because I thought I was reading, if it's Bengals and Chiefs, is that on a neutral site in an AFC Championship game?
Yes, it is, and it's going to be a toss in the air.
And if it's Bills Chiefs, it's still neutral.
That's what I'm thinking. If it's one of those to where that first seed wasn't able to be handed out right there, and it's going to go to a neutral site, that's what it sounded like.
Hey, bring them to Colorado. We'll be happy to watch that game.
Yeah, right. If I'm them, I want to go to Florida or somewhere warm. Or a dome.
Yeah, hey, man.
But you got to kind of fit the team of who they'd be playing at. It ain't going to be warm in Buffalo. It ain't going to be warm in Cincinnati. And it wouldn't be warm in Kansas City at that time of year. So I think
let's just backtrack on the whole freaking thing. I mean, honestly, we could probably fill an entire show with this. But I want to get the first opinion. Should they have canceled the game? Because it's unprecedented what happened.
Yes, of course.
100%.
Yes, 100%. I think that they handled it so well. The NFL handled the Damar Hamlin situation so well, and obviously prayers for Damar.
Yes.
That
it's like
they handled it
amazing
so
when
well.
the guy's awake, and it's just it's freaking nuts. I mean, so because we were talking at work, like because this is never, and I assume that no one has ever died like on the field because essentially
I looked it up.
One person,
a Detroit Lions guy, and I think the mid-70s, had a heart attack on the field and died. And it was kind of funny, not funny, but the wife of that guy there was watching that game Monday night and saw that happening, and just again brought back out that article about I was reading about. But yeah, all these memories about it, that right there. She was at the game when her husband did, and went to the ambulance and rode to the hospital with them, just like they did on Monday night. And so yeah, she was throwing her support out to the family, saying this is a fraternity that nobody's in but me, and if you need some help, I can tell you what to do. But yeah, it has happened one time.
And then the other time it happened at Mile High Stadium. It was a preseason game.
No. Nobody died but this one guy.
No, he died in the locker room.
Yeah, but it was before the game. I remember that. I know what
No, it was after the game, brother.
It was after the game. Yeah, it was after.
I was at that game.
Yeah, they found out that he had, I think he had a heart condition or something.
And then it was also because of the workout conditions, because they were working out in too hot of weather and all that, overdoing it.
Yeah, I remember that. Wasn't it a preseason game?
It was a preseason game.
But that's happened before. I mean, that was the guy for the Vikings that passed away because he got too overheated, and workout, spring training, and all that.
But it's just darn,
As far as on the field, it's only happened once, and I agree with you guys. The NFL did all they could do with that, man. There's really nothing else you can do.
It's one of those things. Hey, man, it's a football game. This is their life, and for the family and all that, I feel for him because his mama rode with him in the ambulance all the way to the hospital, and then they had also revive him once again, get in the ambulance, and I bet she was just going through the roof. I feel for his family.
Yeah.
Freaking nuts. And then, so obviously the NFL had to act very fast, canceling that was essentially a playoff game. Huge. In the regular
season. I had a lot of, it affected all, like I said, KC for Alex, the Bills, Cincinnati had Baltimore too, because we had a shot at getting first place in the division. Had Buffalo beat them, and we beat Cincinnati today, we'd have been first place and had a home game. But we can't do that now. Yeah. They do have a stipulation with us. They're kind of like the coin toss for the AFC Championship. If Baltimore beats Cincinnati today, and it lines up that Baltimore and Cincinnati play each other first round of the playoffs, which is the way it is right now if nobody moves seeds, then we will do a coin flip to see who gets home field.
It's freaking nuts, dude. Yeah. So, okay, so we all, everybody agrees they should have canceled the game. They didn't cancel the game back in the 70s, right? Did they keep playing?
They kept playing. They did. They kept playing that one, they said, yeah. That was also in like the fourth quarter end of the game too, though. So not that matters or not, but I don't know.
This was the beginning
of the game. You couldn't play that game. Nobody was in their mind going to be playing that game. Kind of like what Ryan Clark said. If they did go back and play the game, you would have watched the worst 3 quarters of football you've ever seen in your life because nobody wanted to be there. And
yeah. So the NFL had to make a hard decision.
They did, but that's. And what else can you do? You couldn't push games back. You've got everything lined up. It's not like you can go, okay, we're going to let this team finish out the game today, then play another game 3 days later. It's not like it's baseball. You can't do that in the NFL.
Mm-mm. Yeah. So the playoff scenario now is crazy.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? I guess what I see is who knows how it's going to play out. Hopefully, but Murphy's Law seems to always play a role in these kinds of things. Will there be an asterisk,
No.
I'm not saying
that would be that's no. I don't see that.
Listen to what I'm about to say here. Not literally an asterisk, but if a game ends up playing on a neutral site when there would have been a team that should have had home field advantage, because this ain't baseball. This isn't basketball. Home field advantage is huge. The Denver Broncos would not have won the Super Bowl in 2015 if not for home field advantage. that AFC Championship game is played in New England, we lose that game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And that,
I see that.
I
Yeah.
could see it, but I just, I don't know. In the playoffs, the Patriots don't like the Broncos.
I'm just using that as an example. I'm just
I know.
saying, NFL football and home field advantage in the playoffs.
It's big.
It's huge. Understandable, but they did the right thing, and they put it in perspective of how to make the game still go.
Listen to what I'm about to say. Let's say it is Bengals Chiefs in the AFC Championship game, and say it's played in Indianapolis in the Dome, and the Bengals beat the Chiefs. What are your feelings going to be of that, Miss Ginzel?
I mean, they did the right thing, so that's just how it's going to go. That's how it is.
People for years are going to be like, yeah, but.
Yeah.
Only the losing team will say that.
No, I know, but they'll say it forever.
I think we're going to have
that. They said it anyway. You can pick 1,000 plays a game and be like, this would have happened if this hadn't happened right there. That's just in a game right there.
It's kind of like the Dodgers World Series and the Lakers championship. Oh, it was a COVID. It was a short, a little bit.
Well, that's a shortened season. That's different.
People still talk smack.
The baseball especially. I'll talk smack all day against the Dodgers championship because that wasn't a real championship. You only played 60 games out of 162 you normally play.
Exactly, and the Lakers only got a bubble championship, LeBron's bubble championship. So I'm just saying,
NFL was only missing one game. It ain't like they played 4 games and said, okay, now let's have a tournament.
I'm just telling you, if this game is played on a neutral field, I'm just playing devil's advocate. That's all.
You are.
Of course, there's always going to be somebody that's going to say that. Yeah, and they could have a legitimate point. You never know. But
yeah,
everybody's in the same boat on this one here, and I just don't see how anybody really would have a gripe on it.
No, man, they're not going to play like an Uncle Rico. If the coach would have just put me in, we would have won state. Yeah.
There's all these what ifs.
Exactly.
The two teams that honestly really have the most to lose is not the Chiefs. The Chiefs won a Super Bowl recently. It's the Bengals and the Bills. Those are two cities that are desperate for a Super Bowl win.
Yeah.
The Bengals have never. Well, I mean, both of them, because what are the Bengals? They're like 0-2 or 0-3 in the Super Bowl.
0-3, I think.
0-3 now. The first 2 games they lost to the San Francisco 49ers, where Mr. Boomer Esiason was in large on that part, but the other time was the Burrows.
Yeah, and then the Bills are 0-4. So if either of those two cities get jacked by not getting to play an AFC Championship game at home, and I get it. Everybody's going to let it slide because obviously the scenario, because of what happened. But man, I would feel bad for freaking the Bengals or especially the Bills. I mean, think about how long ago Wide Right was. I mean, that was 30 freaking years ago, was it not?
Was it that long ago? Yeah, it was. It was 90s, yeah.
I remember watching it. That's scary.
And if they have their best chance in 30 years to win the Super Bowl, and they don't get to play the AFC Championship game in Buffalo, and they lose that game, oh my God. So anyways.
You should have won one more game then.
I did it.
I miss you, Bama.
Excuses.com, but man.
That's where we're at. Yeah.
So how does this work then? So if the Bills and the Bengals beat their teams today, the Chiefs will play one of them in the next round?
Nobody.
I mean, they could, but the whole neutral game only happens if the championship game is those two. So the divisional round, it doesn't matter. But
okay.
Because I don't think they're really linked up on that to where that would be. I
think you need to.
I don't know. It's weird. We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't
Tune in next week.
Yeah, because if you look at the schedule, it just says to be announced. So I don't know.
Kill it all right now. We'll just have a Chiefs Bengals AFC Championship game. I mean, I'm sorry, Chiefs Ravens AFC Championship game. Get Buffalo out, get the Bengals out, and you ain't got to worry about that crap.
Get them out of here.
Yeah, I guess that's true. That's true. Just have somebody out of nowhere just end up in it so you don't have the controversy. But crazy, it's a crazy week in the freaking NFL. So
there really is no right answer or wrong answer to that.
No, there's not.
You got something,
Now you need to be like a rocket scientist to try and figure out all the scenarios,
Yeah.
All right, well, let's run some promos. We'll get back to tacos activities. Then we'll dive into let's after that we'll dive into national championship. What the F happened to the Michigan Wolverines? We'll get in. We'll dive into that just a little bit. We'll change it up just.
I love you, Shotgun.
We'll be back in like 2 minutes.
This is Sports and Tacos. We got freaks out there. We got 4 of them. We got 5 of them. We got special guests. We got a man in the shower. We got a brainiac. We got a guy that looks like he's supposed to be on Sports Center. And then you got me. It's all about the TMP, Sports and Tacos.
Perfect. You can see Sports and Tacos at YouTube. Smash that subscribe button right now. We are on Sunday mornings, Monday nights, and Thursday nights. Sports and Tacos, YouTube, subscribe. Do it now.
Because we get paid to put our money where our mouth is. We tell you how it is for real, not what they want you to say. Listen to us. Sports and Tacos.
Cool. Perfect.
Yes, yeah.
All righty. I was chatting with Paul Pratt earlier this morning. He's going to be on pretty soon. I'm going to give a shout out to Noah Water, the super hydrating electrolyte injected water. And we're also going to have my buddy Ray Panetta on pretty soon to come on and show us some of his super amazing sports memorabilia, the pieces that he puts together, because like I said, they are sick. So we'll have both those guys on pretty soon. We got a lot of guests lined up. A friend of mine, this girl, Maya Tanaka, Tanaka sisters, they're like sponsored by Lexus. They're a couple of just super badass golfers. They're going to be coming on pretty soon. So stay tuned because we do coming into the new year. Just anybody, we got a website coming. We got professional editing coming. We got big guests coming. So slowly but surely, Sports and Tacos is going to step its game up in 2023. So that's right. Anyways, there was a little college football game between the Michigan Wolverines and the TCU Horned Frogs a while back. And dude, it was like a perfect storm. I mean, that was okay. Let's start here. That was 2 of the sickest BCS playoff games ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody had to win, somebody had to lose.
Yeah.
That was a couple of all-time great college football games.
And, great day of football. Yes.
So what? I mean, dude, I feel bad for you, Tom. Like nobody.
It still hurts, bro. It still hurts, When I even woke up the next morning, I'm not going to lie, Tony Weiser's, it wasn't even helping. The shooters wasn't even helping. It was disappointment. That was helping.
You weren't drinking that pain away?
Yeah. And I still am to this day.
I mean, okay. Like I remember listening, there was a lot of people that were taking TCU to cover. I didn't know anybody taking TCU to win. So
I do. I know one person, but
was that like a Murphy's Law freaking
No, that was Jim Harbaugh thinking he was something he wasn't. He thought he was Georgia from the year before when Georgia just smacked their butt in the first round. He's like, oh well, we're that team this year. We're going to do the same to TCU. And now TCU said, no, not so fast.
We let him we let him out of the chute too early, and
Harbaugh out of his game. Did you watch the games, right?
I watched I got to watch the highlights. That was a work.
All right. Well, anyway, first quarters was Michigan's demise. That killed them. I mean, the first play of the game or second play, the running back runs it down the field like 70 yards, sets them up inside the 20. They get it to the 2-yard line, 1-yard line, 4th and goal. I don't mind the caller going for it there, but he runs a flea flicker at the goal line on 4th and 1, and that's a debacle. That goes away. And they fumble the ball the next time on another bad play call, trying to do a quick handoff. It's just, Harbaugh was so far out of his game for the first quarter, and it got him in the hole, and they couldn't catch up. Yep.
It wasn't the score at halftime like 21-6 or something?
It was a big one, yeah. And Michigan's always been a second half team this year. I even told Tony that they're going to come back and make this a game.
They did,
but they just couldn't. That TCU team, man. I mean, there's like lightning in a bottle with those guys. Sometimes it's
yeah.
We felt it.
It's hard to like know when a team like a TCU or a Cincinnati is actually for real. But dude, okay. A Cincinnati playing, didn't Cincinnati and Alabama play
last year? Yeah.
Was that last year?
Yeah.
I mean, and what was supposed to happen basically happened. It's just, dude, freaking TCU's a little bigger school, than like a Cincinnati, but still nobody was really giving them a chance to beat freaking Michigan. So
They're 200. They were 200-1 odds to win the title this year. TCU was. So any of those homers that are TCU that said, I'm going to put $20 on them, the hell with it and go for it. And they're looking pretty good right now.
I know. So let's.
It's tough. It's tough.
But the buck does stop there. There ain't no way they're going to beat Georgia.
You would think. But there was
Ohio State had the chance to beat Georgia and blew it in their game because Ohio State had Georgia beat the whole freaking game too, right there, and let Georgia make a miraculous comeback there in the fourth quarter. They was down 14 points in the fourth quarter and came back and won that game.
That's what I mean. There's no chance TCU is going to beat Georgia, and you're probably right. Now all of a sudden but dude, okay. I don't know how I gauge this, but let's pretend. Okay, so I'm looking at it right now. Georgia's favored by 13 points in this.
It started at 7.5 last week.
So people are just all over Georgia.
Yeah, but one thing about TCU, their star running back's not playing. He got hurt during last week's game.
I have not heard that, Tony. You're the only one I've heard say that.
He's not playing.
You got inside information?
I saw it on ESPN at work yesterday.
But I guess so. Why was it that just crazy run and gun TCU offense that caught Michigan off guard? And do you think that possibly could happen against Georgia? They seem like they're playing with house money at this point, and that's kind of scary. Every time you're sitting at the table with somebody playing with house money, of course they shouldn't beat Georgia. They shouldn't have beat Michigan, But at 13, I would be taking, and it's probably ridiculous. It's probably going to be 56-21 Georgia. But I want to jump all over TCU plus that 13. Just they're like the little Cinderella story, David versus Goliath.
But like you always say, Spencer, some of those bets are just begging you to take them right there. So everybody in begging you to take TCU and those 11 points and those 12 points right there, just begging you to take it.
So TCU,
it still hurts.
Hell of a story. So real quick, just okay. I don't want to waste too much time on this, but Georgia's favored by 13 points. You got to put $1 million on it because it's the national championship. G Unit. Who you taking? $1 million. You have to bet $1 million on this.
Georgia.
Game. Okay. Tony.
Georgia.
Bama.
Of course, I'm going Georgia on this one. Yeah.
All right, I'm going TCU. Go Horned Frogs.
You would.
The Horned Frogs are going to go in there. I just 13 points, dude. That is for a
Hey,
team.
G Unit, bet shotgun more tacos.
All right. I bet you more tacos. Georgia's going to win.
I get the points, though. You have to win by 14 or more.
Of course you want the points.
There's no way we're going straight up in this game.
It'll be 14 before the halfway point of the second quarter.
It probably will be, but look what they did to Michigan. You know, you go up against these.
Michigan lost that game. TCU was not better than Michigan. Michigan lost that game in that first quarter because of bad coaching, and they played catch up and couldn't quite get it because TCU ain't a bad team, but they are not in the caliber of what should have been with Michigan, and I don't see them being the caliber of what Georgia's going to bring to them.
But
it hurts.
It's kind of razzle dazzle though. It's kind of like you're playing Air Force, and if you never play a wishbone offense,
no, they're not a wishbone offense. They like to power the ball, but they're not a wishbone offense.
It's razzle dazzle. It's not what they're used to playing, you know.
No, they're going to line up and try and hit you in the mouth. TCU is. That's what they do.
It's true, but that offense is run and gun. You know,
they're big plays. Georgia has to stop the big plays. That Michigan couldn't do it. They had probably 4 or 5 touchdowns of 50+ yards, something like that against them right there.
And we have the number 3 defense in the whole darn league.
Yeah.
Had. It hurts.
Yeah.
Now Georgia's trying to repeat, man. Nobody's repeated since Alabama back in 2010, I think it was.
2011, 2000.
That is hard to do. It's hard to repeat. It really is. But if anybody can do it, bless you. Bless you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
And let's chat a little bit. We'll give G Unit a little airtime here. I know you went to Kansas, right? But what was the final score of Bama Kansas State?
50-25 or something like that. We beat them pretty good.
Yeah, but I mean, the fact that Kansas State got into a bowl game playing Alabama was pretty good.
Kansas beat TCU to get into that bowl game.
That's right.
That's crazy.
Dang.
That's why I'm saying. So if Alabama whoops up on Kansas State like we did, ain't no way in hell Georgia's going to let TCU hang with them, I don't feel.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, are you proud of Kansas State for at least getting in a bowl? That's a pretty big bowl game to be playing Alabama.
Yeah, I am proud of Kansas State. I went to Kansas University.
She's not Kansas State, Spencer. She's a Jayhawk, not a Wildcat.
That's right. You guys know.
I know, but just seeing Kansas. I mean, God, for a while there, Kansas State was CU. They were the worst program in all of college football for a long time. So and just a quick shout out to Deion Sanders. I think he might be bringing the CU Buffs back from the dead. Just so you guys know.
Definitely got them talking more than they've been talked about in the last number of years, and they ain't even played a game with them yet. Yeah, I like it.
What I was already thinking about? Okay, we'll get into some. All right, let's shift gears a little bit. We're going to stay on the topic of Michigan because Jim Harbaugh is about to interview as the Denver Broncos head coach,
not going to happen
with Sean Payton. So, do you think either of those things happen for my beloved Denver Broncos?
I honestly don't think it's going to happen for Jim Harbaugh. He's already on a milestone where he's beat Ohio State twice back-to-back years. He's been to the show twice in back-to-back years. We haven't won the show. Guess what? That's Harbaugh's next thing. He's a 2-time Big Ten champion. He's not going to want to leave, but also he has to worry about all these little allegations that's going against him right now, and he's getting investigated. Unfortunately, during COVID-19,
how serious is that? You guys remember when? That's why Pete Carroll bounced to the Seahawks. They found out all the crooked stuff that was happening at USC, and he just bounced to the NFL and made it. It was all went away,
and then he left USC hanging.
Yeah.
See, that's the unfortunate part. I hope Harbaugh still sticks as a Michigan Wolverine. But, we'll see how deep this goes because it was called a dead period in COVID-19. The reason it was called a dead period because everybody had to stay home. And I guess Jim Harbaugh sent his Dogs out. And did 2 great recruits for defense, and we got pinched for it. So I don't know what's going to happen. Games are going to be lost. Penalties are going to happen, unfortunately. But
Rubbin is racing, Cole. Rubbin is racing.
It ain't cheating. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. That's the old
But with the Sean Payton deal, the Broncos organization did ask for the Saints for him an interview, and they okayed it. So we'll see what happens there. But there's not too many coaches out there right now that are a couple of them are on the hot seat, but I don't know if we're going to have any taste on them. Like, for instance, look at the LA Rams. You get the LA Rams from Super Bowl champs for chumps, because they're the first team that didn't make it back to the playoffs after winning a Super Bowl.
Yeah, they're not the first.
No, they're not the first, but they're definitely the worst.
They're bad, yeah.
So out of those 2 coaches, Sean Payton and Jim Harbaugh, I think Jim Harbaugh probably is the more likely guy to get, because I don't think Sean Payton, I mean, when he looks at all his options, I guess
he hasn't turned it down, though.
That's true. He hasn't turned it down. And, Denver it's an iconic place to go. But I don't know if anybody really wants to take on Russell Wilson right now that could go somewhere that has a quarterback.
Well, let's see what happens today, even though the Chargers are going to probably be sitting a lot of their players today. But at the same time, we're not. So let's see what happens. After the last couple of weeks, I'm not going to throw it out there, but Russell Wilson actually has been Russell Wilson. And since with the new takeover with the coach and the GM, you never know what's going to happen. Actually, Russell Wilson ran for 2 touchdowns. He passed for a couple. Like ESPN said, where's this guy been? We know who this is. Well, guess what? Now with the new coach and all that, he's turning the dog loose, bro.
So if they can't, if for some reason, this is going to be my hot take for the day, obviously, if the Denver Broncos can't land Sean Payton and they can't land Jim Harbaugh, I know the solutions. The next solution is this. You turn the Denver Broncos into a reality show next year. You make Peyton Manning the head coach, and you make Eli Manning the offensive coordinator, and you have a reality show on the sidelines, just like the podcast, the whole game. It will get the best ratings in the entire world, and it will fill that freaking stadium with people again, even if we're getting killed.
Is that what your beloved Broncos are turning them into a reality show?
Peyton Manning is an offensive.
Shame on you, Shotgun.
Einstein. He's an Einstein.
It's already a TV show. It's called what is that? It's on
Walmart.
True TV. It's the dumbest criminals. That's the Broncos.
Walmart needs to call Peyton Manning and offer him $50 million to be the head coach of a reality show known as the Denver Broncos next season. Then, if that doesn't pan out, this would be the biggest blockbuster of all time.
You've been in Hollywood too long, Shotgun.
Timothy James Tebow will resurrect Russell Wilson's career from the dead as the head coach of the Denver Broncos because he is blessed.
You're beginning to act like that car commercial that has all those Heisman Trophy winners in one house.
Two great.
All right, Tingao.
You want to make this? It's welcome to Wrexham football style American.
Tim Tebow as the head coach of the Denver Broncos, and him and Russell Wilson taking a knee, praying, just like getting Russell Wilson's career back on track. Like, do it, I could see it happening. It would, and like the guy can't throw a forward pass, and he took us to the playoffs, and he won a playoff game.
Playoffs!
Tim Tebow, let's ride.
Let's ride. Oh my God, that would be the greatest thing ever. But anyways, that's my hot take for today.
You're making it scary there, bro.
If that happens, then that means your Broncos have become worse than the Rockies.
Who cares? We're gonna suck ass next year anyways. So like,
you shouldn't.
We're going to have healthiness back. Our running backs will be healthy again. Our number one running back will be healthy. We're going to have Tim Patrick back. We got Judy that's stepping up to the plate. Sutton is Sutton. Look what he did last week. He got the ball.
Hey, listen, there's this old saying. You can hope in one hand and you can poop in the other and see which one fills up first.
Yeah, this hand's got $230 million in it to hold, though, so you got to play with that hand.
Yeah, man. You better have Sherman on the side because you need to clean it, man.
At least have some fun next year. I just
the Denver Dingleberries.
Oh, boy. Wonder what our theme song's going to be. We are the champions.
Those are two scenarios that will put butts in the seats, even if we're losing. Okay.
Hey, well, what do you mean? According to Denver, it was a sellout. The game me and Tony went to, even though it was probably a third empty, but it was a sellout.
Hey, and we won.
Yeah, but they say that I guarantee half those tickets were like given away to like schools, and they were like anybody who wants to go who wouldn't normally be able to go. Here you go. Here. To sell out, even though we gave half the tickets.
That's what I'm saying, though. Yeah, but I mean, the stands weren't even half full, and it was still considered a sellout. That's why, yeah.
I gotta admit, guys, this year so far hurts. It really hurts. My Broncos hurt. My Michigan hurts. Right now, my Avalanche hurts. Oh my gosh, the Nuggets they're kind of not hurt.
They're awesome. So let's take another quick
Holy
break.
crap.
Let's dive into alternative things.
It hurts.
I kind of want to revisit odds to win the Super Bowl and just take a realistic look, see if we can make somebody some money, as you know. But here, we're just gonna do a couple commercials. We'll take another 2 minutes. Then we can dive. I kind of want to dive into a positive subject, which is the Denver Nuggets, actually, a little bit, and maybe NBA odds to win because slowly but surely, at least for me and Tony, football is basically
it hurts.
So
speaking of Hurts, he said it 1,000 times that Jalen Hurts is playing today. I'm hearing for the first time in like 4 weeks. So,
oh wow!
Yeah,
he's not hurt.
He's still hurt, but just.
All right, we'll be back in 2 minutes. Hold on.
The chair.
All right, ladies.
Where the shit?
All right, ladies and gentlemen in TV land, YouTube Sports and Tacos Mondays, Thursdays, and Sunday Fun Day. Come join us. YouTube Sports and Tacos.
Sports talk shows where the hosts may be famous when they get paid, no matter whether they're right or wrong, kind of like the weatherman. On Sports and Tacos, we only get paid to be right. So on Sports and Tacos, we put our money where our mouth is. Watch Sports and Tacos.
YouTube is the place to go to watch some Sports and Tacos, y'all. Check us out 3 times a week. Follow us, like us. We love you. Let's do it. Join us.
Okay.
No way they're losing. Never know.
Why Sports and Tacos? Because we're number one. We try to do things a little different from everybody else, and that's who we are because we party like the big dogs.
Okay, sweet. Who are the guys at Sports? Who are the guys at Sports and Tacos? We're a bunch of sports experts who work together in a huge sports bar forever, and we know more sports than anybody in this entire world because we put our money where our mouth is. All righty then, we're back on Sports and Tacos. Still got a lot of time left. Let's see here. So we had our Super Bowl predictions from the beginning of the season. I don't know if a whole lot has changed. I put a little something on this guy named Tom Brady. 30-1, gonna win his division. All he has to do is get in there. I'm telling you. Okay, here's the scenario. Eagles, Buccaneers, NFC Championship game. Who's not betting against TB12? Who's betting against TB12? Anyone?
I am. I would take Old Man Rodgers before I took TB12.
Crazy, dude.
Give me Old Man Rodgers before Old Man Brady. If you have to pick an old man, but I don't think neither one of those two are in there anyway.
Yeah, but I got Tom Brady still all the way.
All day, huh, Alex?
Yeah, all day.
Right now, it's 30-1. Now, they have not had a good season, but like if you look at it, they got a bunch of guys coming back for the playoffs. They're going to be getting healthy right at the playoffs. That's scary. I'm sorry, but that's scary. That's scary to the entire NFL.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's hard to go against Brady. It is, man. Yeah. But
I don't care what their regular season record was. TB12 in the playoffs is scary.
It is.
Probably over the divorce. He's probably got a new girlfriend by now. You know, he's taking herbal supplements, doing whatever he has to do. So
he's rejuvenated. He got the divorce. He's on South Beach with Gronk hanging out. You know, yeah.
There you go.
He's kicking it on the yacht.
Hey, you're also forgetting about something, man.
What?
I've been telling you all season. I've been telling the whole crew. Watch out for San Francisco. Debo's back today.
It's true.
That's huge.
But okay. Here's another scenario. And I have a buddy at work who's a 49ers fan. If it is Buccaneers versus 49ers in the NFC Championship game, I'm still taking TB12 over Purdy. I just, and it goes back to this. You look at who the quarterbacks that have won the Super Bowl for the last 20 years. I mean, it's like the same type of quarterback.
Granted, Tom Brady, you went to this school, but hey, you know what?
On paper,
I think it's gonna be somebody young in the NFC Championship, and unfortunately, you're gonna not like it. I'm not liking it. It's not gonna be Rodgers, and it's not gonna be Brady.
I'm just saying at 30-1, I'm taking a flyer on it. That's all.
Why not? I'd take the same. Yeah.
I'll put $1 on it.
Another interesting one. These are like basically the only two, to me, very interesting, and that's the Chargers. The Chargers were kind of like a good version of the Jags this year, where they started off strong, then they kind of fell off a cliff, and then then they finished strong, and they actually, because didn't look like they were even going to make the playoffs there for a little while. Now they made the playoffs.
But Shotgun, you also got to look at it like this too. Injuries. They had two of their wide receivers, their main wide receivers. Both of them got hurt. Both of them haven't even really played against each other, played with each other. There was always injuries. Allen was always hurt. Williams was always hurt. And then Eckler had the big spill of it, which he's still kicking butt. He catches the ball. He runs the ball. That boy is magnificent. But you know what? It was injuries. And now since all of them are coming back together, look, they're winning ball games. But today, I can see them sitting. You know why? They're already in the playoffs.
I'm talking about.
You just said what Spencer just said, though, Tony. I mean, they got healthy. Yeah. San Diego hadn't been held. LA Chargers have been healthy all year with Mike Evans. I mean, not Mike Evans, with Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. They've been on the field together for these last few games. And like you said, man, Chargers are looking pretty damn good.
20, and it's 25-1. So $100 would pay you 2,500. I don't necessarily. I honestly think the Buccaneers probably would have a better chance, but for 25-1, that's pretty good odds. I mean,
I'm not sold on the dang Buccaneers.
Man, how many Super Bowls has Tom Brady been to? Like 11?
Yeah, half his career. Yeah, something like that.
He goes to Super Bowls like other guys go to preseason games. So I'm but again, the Chargers, they look like a team that might be getting healthy at the right time. I don't think it's going to happen, but for 25-1, why, it's kind of one of those, why the hell not sort of freaking play.
Like I said, I'd put $1 on it.
Like I said, I don't know if I don't know if you know Merle, one of the older gentlemen who would hang out at the bar, Spencer, but he actually gave me he gave me $50 to put on Tampa Bay to win it all the other day. So he's got them in at $50 for Tampa to win it, 25-1 here.
Just, I don't know. It's just one of those years.
But if I had to take a flower on the old guy, it's going to be Aaron Rodgers. He's going to go further than Tom Brady if they go anywhere. But
I see him beating Detroit tonight. You win, you're in. And the last 3 times that he had to say you win, you're in, he's 3-0. And the other part is now he's playing at home at Lambeau. Granted, hey, I'm not knocking on Detroit Lions. They've had a great year, for what they've had and what was going on. Hey, man, I give it to him. But I see the ending of the trail ends today.
Yeah. I mean, a couple other total long shots, Jacksonville's 46-1. I think that might be a good play next year, and then Green Bay's 30-1, Minnesota's 32-1.
Hey, so, Baltimore's 40-1.
And the Detroit Lions, are they officially eliminated?
No. They're no. If they beat Green Bay today and the Seahawks lose, then the Lions are in the playoffs.
That's
crazy. There's your super long shot. The Lions.
That's a Cinderella team right there. That's crazy.
120-1.
Well, actually, the Seahawks have a better shot to get in than the Lions. Seahawks have to win their game and just have Detroit beat Green Bay, and Seahawks are in there. And
if you base it on just getting in, but
Seahawks are 150-1 right now. They're the highest odds of any team with a chance to make it. Really,
I just don't see.
They won't make it with Geno Smith.
No, that's what I'm saying. Well, they might make it to the playoffs, but I'm talking winning the Super Bowl. You get the Lions and that freakish offense. Who knows? In the NFC, you get that freaky offense. That maybe they end up in the NFC.
I'm not counting out them Cowboys in the NFC. That's kind of a team that's kind of playing under the radar right now, but still winning games.
That's true. They are. And then,
I
that's
saw
an
that.
Solid team. So,
see my little parlay. San Francisco Cowboys or Eagles on NFC. AFC, it's the top 3, and I'm not going away with it. It's going to be KC, Bills, Bengals.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm with you there, Tony.
This season's been way too weird. It's going to be mixed up. It's not going to go chalk.
It's been
way too weird of a season.
Let's just wrap it up real quick because, like I said, for, other than G Unit and Bama, or gamblers, we don't care anymore about the NFL. It's just
it hurts.
It does hurt.
What do you mean? You got the Pro Bowl to look forward to. You could watch your Broncos in the Pro Bowl.
We only got one in the Pro Bowl.
The punter.
Who wins the Pro Bowl?
It's got to be the punter.
Surtain's our only love.
Yeah, Surtain. Yeah, God, and I hate to say this, but come draft day, I could see Surtain maybe being trade bait.
No.
You don't think?
We want to bring back the Bronco defense like we had in the past.
I don't. Well, I guess we need to know who our head coach is first. See what his philosophy is.
It's not going to be Eli Manning.
Because you could get probably a 1 and a 3 for Surtain. And I don't know. I'm not convinced.
Let the Waltons spend money on free agency this year. Don't trade for draft picks.
But
all they're going to be, the Waltons are just going to be giving them, a little gift card saying, "Hey, come to the Walmart. We'll help you out."
Unless by some weird reason somebody wants
because
Russell Wilson.
In the not too distant future, the NFL and football will be over. And all we're going to be able to talk about is the NBA.
I know.
Well, then it's baseball time, baby. Shit.
Baseball, spring training, baseball prospects. But real quick,
my Rockies are going to do good this year. Yep.
No, they're not. But that's okay.
Yep.
The Nuggets.
Yep.
The Nuggets.
Joker.
Dude. Okay. Barring Golden State, if Golden State gets healthy at the right time. Steph Curry comes in because they're playing like crap right now on the road. But other than Golden State, the Nuggies, I could see the Nuggies making it to the Western Conference Finals this year. What do you guys think?
I like your thinking there, Shotgun, because everybody's stepping up right now, and I'm happy that we got
Porter Jr.
Porter's if he's healthy, Porter, I still like Porter.
Yeah.
I still like Porter, but he has too many injuries. But you got Gordon. And then you know what? Thank God Murray came back.
Yeah,
he stepped up. He averages between 15 to 30 points a game. And even if you got the Joker. Oh my gosh. And our bench is doing good. Yeah. Our bench is doing good.
So
nobody's hurt.
Even out here in LA, people are starting to recognize that the Nuggies, when healthy, they could knock off anybody except for, I think,
your Lakers.
No, a healthy Golden State. If Golden State were fully healthy, I don't think we beat Golden State in the West Finals. But if somehow something happens, maybe somebody gets hurt, whatever, the Nuggets have the best team right now that I've ever seen to win an NBA championship.
Yeah, it's their best chance they've had. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Joker by himself can take him to the playoffs. It's just every year, he needs some parts and pieces, and every year those parts and pieces are missing. And if they
get hurt,
I could see them knocking off the Clippers. Like I said, the only team I think that I wouldn't see them knocking off would be a healthy Golden State. And that probably just because Draymond Green would probably junk punch Joker in the playoffs, and he'd get him right in his mind or something. But other than that, the Nuggies are looking good. So that's
they are. Joker gets a triple double every night. It seems like when I look at the stats, he's got another triple double.
I did a triple double.
Yeah, the dude. Yeah. Yep. Best year the Nuggets have had since George Karl.
Yeah, since Carmelo Anthony and the AI days, basically. So
I hope they do well. Go Nuggets.
Yeah, they're number one right now in the Western Conference.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, cool.
I served one of the coaches the other day. That guy was
yeah.
I served one of the Nuggets coaches. I was just going, man, that boy, he looks like a basketball player.
That's
and then
cool.
He was talking about the Nuggets organization not going to be signing up with some guy, and I was trying to be nosy and be me, and that didn't go well. But when he sat down, he was as tall as me.
A lot of us are as tall as you.
Hey, man, I'm 5'4", 5'5". It all depends on what 7-Eleven I come out of.
5'5" on a good day.
Hey, it all depends on the shoes.
He's got the stacks.
As they say, I'm boob high.
You're a bowling ball of a human being, Tony.
That's awesome.
Well, okay, G Unit, you get the final minute. Anything you want to talk about?
I used to be the Bud Light girl at the Denver Nuggets games. I was one of the Bud Light girls when I lived in Denver for 4 years. I was one of the Bud Light girls for 2 seasons. It was so fun.
Man! I
got to see the Nuggets play, so I'm with them. That's awesome. I need to pay attention more. I don't watch those games. I need to pay attention.
Well, they play the Lakers tomorrow night.
Okay, tomorrow night.
They're going to be beating up on Shotgun's Lakers.
They probably are. But the Lakers are playing. LeBron is kind of starting to take that.
Yeah, man. They're getting ready for their retirement home.
Well, I think Anthony Davis is still out, and LeBron's just like, screw it. I just got to take control of this team.
He has, scored like 40 a game lately. Something like that. Yeah.
And Anthony Davis, he's eating pudding at home. Pudding.
I love pudding.
All right, well, cool, guys. Like I was saying, there are things in the works. We got a website coming. We got real editing coming. We got big guests coming.
We got more girls coming on the show.
Yeah, we need to get freaking. Did you ever text? I texted all that.
I texted
wanna
her. She
try-
hasn't responded. She hasn't responded, but I'm sure she will.
No, I think she will. So, but
Yeah.
just so you know, Zuli was saying we're going to need a bigger or a more set schedule. He's got this big dude who's got like 1 million followers who wants to come on from the Influencer Fight League. Basically, this guy promotes boxing events amongst influencers. They just throw these like influencers into a boxing ring or something like that. And all the people have so many followers that they literally can charge pay-per-view for it. So he talked to him.
Chase the chicken, Rock. Chase the chicken.
He wants to get him on. He wants to get him on Sports and Tacos. Give us a boost. And basically, they're becoming such a big deal that they're hitting the podcast circuit. So he wants to get him on. That's why he needs that website up. He needs basically us to get fully legitimate. So slowly but surely, things are happening. And maybe for you, Alex, when football season ends, it's hard, I know, but just you pick like other than the Chiefs.
Yeah. No,
What's
I've
your
got other
favorite?
teams. Okay, good.
So
It'll be fine.
You said you're.
Are you a Kansas City Royal fan?
I am. I am a Kansas City
There
Royals
we
fan.
go.
I was a Rockies
Awesome.
fan when I lived in Denver. I was a huge Rockies fan. So I'm going to go between those teams.
And then you got to pick a basketball team.
Yeah, I got to pick a basketball team. Kansas
Well,
basketball,
obviously Kansas. I guess she's got that going for her.
Yeah, and they're doing really well too. Have you guys been watching that? The Jayhawks?
Yeah, they made me some money the other day.
They're always good.
Alabama's doing well too in college basketball.
I've been watching my Michigan, and you know what? It hurts. It just hurts.
When did Alabama become a basketball powerhouse?
Oh man, Alabama was always our threat in Kansas basketball.
Dude, it's
Yeah.
Ever since we got Nate Oates recently, we did well when we got him from Buffalo. And we're like the fun and gun. We basically he's shoot 3-pointers and dunks as opposed to mid-range jumpers, and we do well that play defense.
So okay, and Tony, you guys' schedules are the same, right? Because Maya Tanaka wants to come on, but it's got to be in the middle of the day during the week. So maybe like a Monday day, we'll have kind of a special show. I want to get her on because she's awesome. Her sister's awesome. We'll talk golf with her, and she's got like 100,000 freaking followers. So,
we need her on.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And she's seen the show. She likes it. She thinks we're funny. So she's agreed to come on. I've met her personally at one of those events. So website, bigger guests, pro editing, lots of things happening just slowly, but
awesome.
So, all right, guys.
Happy New
All right,
Year
dude.
to everybody.
Yes.
Happy New Year.
Happy Sunday football to those who still care.
Go Ravens.
It hurts.
Bye.
Tony's gonna hurt until next year because your Rockies are gonna hurt and all that too. Yeah.
Yeah, my Rockies might hurt.
Oh God. Go Nuggets, dude. Go Nuggets.
Yeah.